same thing with like dog food and all that because like they'll take like when you look at the ingredients, like you have some that are when you look at the first ingredients, which will be the most what's the biggest portion of that particular thing in the food, if it's the high quality stuff, you'll see like grilled meat or whatever. But if it's like low quality shit, it'll say like animal byproducts or beef, animal byproducts or whatever. You don't know what that is. That could be like a lot of times, they might slaughter like a horse or some shit. Right. Like that shit will be sitting for days or whatever. They'll send this shit away. Yeah, they'll fucking just grind that shit up, mix it in there. It's like a filler. You don't even know what your or what the dog or whatever eat. Doing that shit like my brother was saying, like that type of
As a matter of fact, since the take of love going to Chinese stores, man. Yeah, that's mystery. Because you don't know if you eating rat, cat, or anything. And niggas make jokes about this stuff. But guess what? You still go to the damn Chinese store and order. They put all that MSG in everything, man. Them goops don't even eat that food that they serve.
Yeah, if you look at like them eating themselves behind the plexiglass, big ass like 2-inch plexiglass and shit like that.
The bulletproof.
Yeah, they'll just eat like vegetables or something.
Yeah, cut.
Or maybe not. Maybe what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but they not eat the same shit they serve meals.
Yeah, they eat that. Well, they eat worse than shit. Don't get it wrong, because Moab, them goops, man, they eat anything. Man. They eat rats, dogs. They had this. Matter of fact, they had to shut down a few of those Chinese restaurants in the hoods, man, because they were serving like cats, dogs, rat meat, and all that. So and you eating that, you grow up eating that stuff, man. So your system is getting geared to that. And guess why they're feeding it to you? Because Yahweh Bashim Yahushua told they know that you're the Israelites. They know you're the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, man. It says, verse 9. This is still Leviticus, chapter 11. Verse 9 says, "These shall." Oh, all right, stop. Going back to verse 8 says, "Of their flesh." If I'm going to verse 7, it says, "In the swine, though he divide the hoof, and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. Yes, they are unclean to you."
Yeah, so that's talking about their flesh, like the pig feet, the chitlins, the fat back, whatever other delicacies that you make from off of the pig, and you're not supposed to touch its carcass, so you're not supposed to be using like really like touching, the pigskin football and the fucking boards for hair for some brush. What else? Anything that comes from off of the pig, you're not supposed to like touch that.
Yeah, good. And why you think that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is jacking up all them athletes that play football? And they tell you this the pigskin. It says of your carcass you should not touch. Now you have Jake. They play football. It's a high percentage chance that you're going to get brain damage, man. Just like they had that movie Concussion with Will Smith, and the Jakes started killing themselves, man. Because their brain was all jacked up from their head hitting the helmet, from them having head-on-head collisions, and their brain beating up against their skull, man. So that's like getting into an accident every time you make a hit. So that's the Most High doing that, and he's letting them dudes go that route. Because there was once upon a time I wanted to play football, I just really couldn't get into it. And I don't think that a basketball has anything to do with pigskin. I don't know what kind of skin it is. It could be. But we know for a fact that the football, like the brother said, is pigskin, man.
Yeah, so it said you're not supposed to touch his carcass. You're not supposed to eat his flesh nor touch his carcass. And I mean that's not hard to do. I mean look at how many animals or whatever is out there that we can eat. So why would you make it like it's somebody's what's I'm trying to say? Like it's that big of a deal for you to not eat pork.
Like it's life or death.
Yeah, like you gonna fucking die or something like that if you don't fucking eat pork.
Yeah. Yo, in that work, man, I be seeing it's always Jake, man. Jake is the main one buying the pork, man. Especially Ephraimites, man. You know, Ephraimites. You got, I guess this one Ephraimite, he must have thought I was a Muslim, man. He saw the beard, and he had his beard. And he walking with his family. They's like, yeah, did you get the ham? Did you get the ham? And he looked at me and kind of put his head down and shit. And I'm like, yo, man. Why you look at me like I he thought I was going to like look down on you? Yeah, I do look down on you, man, but not for the reasons why you think I do, man. I wanted to tell him then. As soon as you tell him, I was talking to a younger Jake in there. As a matter of fact, I was talking about the documentary about what the health, and we just happened to be standing in front of the bacon and shit. So I was like, yeah, man. I was like, David was talking about the pork. I said, you're not even supposed to eat pork. He's like, don't get me wrong. He's like, I will eat some pork bacon. I was like, yo, they was talking about that. He was like, damn, man, damn. You know? I'm like, I ain't supposed to eat none of that. That's why we're going over this. Matter of fact, it says, verse 9, it says, these shall ye eat, all that are in the waters. Whatsoever has fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, all of that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination to you. They shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses. Ye shall have their carcasses in abomination.
Yeah, so like basically the only food from the sea you're supposed to eat are that fins and scales. So that basically X's out, things that our people make delicacies out of. Our people, they'll get, a fucking bushel of crabs and cook them up and, what I'm saying,
they don't even got a lot of
yeah, and I mean, I'm just saying, like, when I was at work, I used to eat this shit, like, they'll crack it up, it'll have, like, shit in it.
Right.
All this crazy yellow, funny smelling shit. They'll fucking suck that shit
like
out.
Mustard,
Yeah.
That's shit. You eating shit, man. Then what's they call it? The dead man's what's his name? Look like lungs, man.
Yeah.
They say not supposed to eat it. I think they lungs, man. They say not supposed to eat that. They're like, you would die if you eat it. That's what I was told.
Fucking die if you eat it.
Yeah, cut. They're like, if you eat this part, you'll die. Then I see niggas actually eat it. And I'm looking at them like, what the hell is wrong with this dude, man? They told you couldn't eat that part, you're going to eat it anyway. You know? And then, like I said, they don't even got no meat. Like the bus, they got shit. Like, I used to call it mustard. Dude, I ain't on them, brother. I'm like, oh, they got mustard in them? That's my uncle used to say. He used to go buy a bushel of crabs.
Yeah, like, they'll fucking go in the store, that shit be smelling like you can smell it like half from the microwave and shit.
Yeah, God, that shit stink. Flies flying everywhere. Then you got crabs dying and shit. You know?
Yeah, you'll have like one time I went to my uncle and shit somewhere and they had that shit. It was like a line, like a long ass line and shit like that.
Yeah, God. Another one that them niggas said, that our people love to eat, man, is them damn lobsters. Shrimp and lobster. But then they try to mix it up, get real fancy. Talking about surf and turf, which is steak and shrimp, man.
Yeah, bacon wrap.
Yeah, God, yeah, that's fucking like, damn.
Yeah, remember the video? They said, like it was the cancer.
That shit. Because the fish got a lot of mercury, you said.
No. I was talking about how the cancer, I think,
the Cancer Society.
Yeah, they had that.
The American Cancer Society.
Yeah, because they was talking about how like certain meat or whatever, it could put you at risk for like
The
cancer.
bacon was a big. Matter of fact, bacon was one of the number one causes they were saying was up there for the cause of cancer, man. And they had like the brother said they had bacon wrapped shrimp on their website.
Yeah,
When you call for a recipe, they got it on the front page, man. So like I said, they're giving you these diseases, you know, and you expect them to cure them for you. They're not going to do that, man. You know, why? Because it's big business, man. The medical field in America that's one of the biggest industries in America, man. The health field. That's a lot of money. They always hiring for help for that field, man. Why? Because they always getting somebody sick and somebody always dying. You know? That's why they call doctors, man. They call doctors for a reason. Because they don't cure nothing, man. They just cover this shit up. Keep you alive. You might as well say once you catch these diseases, because all diseases are curable, man. You know, and Dr. Sebi proved that. But yeah, he did that through the scriptures because the Lord put a cure. Every herb on this planet is for a reason, man. And they cured inflammations and diseases, man. But Esau, what he does, he makes you sick. He kills you. Like with the milk. That gives you a lot of mucus, man. That milk is thick as hell, man. And you can get asthma, become asthmatic, man. Because you got all this mucus on your lungs. You know? Like when my cousin passed away from AIDS, man. You know, that nigga died from the medicine they was giving him, man. And I watched him die slow death, man. I used to just look at him like, damn. And I remember that night he died, I went to the hospital, and he had a machine next to him, like this big, looked like a machine that helps you breathe. That whole thing was full of mucus, man. I said, God damn. You know, but that was his judgment. The Lord put him to death for being the lifestyle he was living, man. He wanted to be a sodomite, a fucking faggot. So the Lord took him out of here. You know? And then even with all that, my aunts them, because we came up in church, there's like, oh, well, I think he made it. I think he made it to heaven. But y'all go against homosexuality, but he made it to heaven. Like, come on, man. Niggas is crazy. Verse 11, matter of fact, verse 12 says, whatsoever have no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. And these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle and the ostrich and the osprey and the vulture and the kite after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl and the nut and the nighthawk and the cuckoo, and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gyre eagle, and the stork, the heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat, all fowls that creep.
Yeah, because like some of those, for example, you know, the brother named, you know, so a lot of those birds, they eat like they're carnivores and stuff, or like they eat dead animals, mice, all that. So it's like, you know, you're not gonna
Like a hawk.
Yeah, hawk. Yeah, they'll swoop down and fucking catch like rodents and all that stuff.
Vultures, man. That vultures eat here. If you dying, that's when you gonna see a whole bunch of vultures. But they can smell death. They know you're about to die. So why would you eat something like that? Because that's actually getting inside of you, man. That's why it's a dietary law. You can eat vegetables, you know? Vegetables, that's why I said eat animals that chew up the cud, man. Why? Because they vegetarians. And you have these assholes. Well, you know, some got Israelites are vegetarians too. But I'm gonna talk about the Edomites, man. I know some Edomites is vegetarians, but they'll go eat that not that. What's the name of that shit? Soy products or whatever. But it was a certain hot dog that I looked up for. I was just looking up stuff for vegetarians, and there was a vegetarian hot dog, right? Damn, so we said they be giving them marriage. It's like they just came from away. So they were saying that with these particular hot dogs, they were putting human meat in there, man, and feeding it to you vegetarians, right? The Lord said all things lawful is in moderation, man. You ain't supposed to go crazy just because you can eat lamb. Go eat a whole lamb by yourself. Slaughter a lamb or go buy a leg of lamb and eat the whole thing by yourself. There's consequences for that, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was pretty much it. I was just talking about how.
All right, verse 20. It says, all the fowls that creep going upon all fours shall be an abomination unto you. Yet these may ye eat of every flying creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet, to leap withal upon the earth. Even these of them ye may eat, the locust after his kind, and the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind, but all of the flying creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you.
Yeah, and basically those, like the locusts, for example, in the scriptures, in the history, you used to have locusts that would basically eat up whole fields and all that. So the locusts, those animals, like insects, are just named, they're vegetarians also.
As a matter of fact, you had when Yahweh Shah, he sent the locusts to Egypt, man, to eat all of their all their crops, devour them. Matter of fact, John the Baptist used to eat locusts, man. And it said after his kind. So if these animals have kinds, like kin, you might say, kinfolks. Just like you have shrimp and lobsters, they like will be cousins, man. All the way down to the damn cockatoos. That's after his kind, man. Because if you look at a shrimp with this hole with the head and everything, it got little antennas like a damn roach. The legs even have the little what's the names like a roach, man. The little look like I say that not like feathers, like bristles on the legs, man. They look alike, man. With them same dumbass bug ass eyes, man. So if you eat shrimp, you think that's a delicacy, you might as well go home and in your house, your living room, put out some roach bait and hope all the roaches come and eat them, man. Because when you eat, and then like if you smash a roach, on the inside like this white stuff comes out, man. That's the same like and the shrimp, the inside they buy is like pinkish and white. Like when they raw, it's white, man. And you got people eating white raw shrimp. Just fucking disgusting, man. Cause shrimp, what they do, they're bottom feeders too, man. They clean up the bottom of the ocean. Who's supposed to eat the shrimp? The whales, man. Because you're not supposed to eat a whale. You're not allowed to eat a whale. The Lord put food on this earth for everybody, all his creations, man. But Esau is just so goddamn nasty, man. They want to eat everything, man. They want to try everything. And they got the nerve to charge you a whole lot for some abominable food, man. Verse 24 says, and for these ye shall be unclean. For these ye shall be unclean. Whatsoever touches the carcass of them shall be unclean until the evening. And whatsoever bird out of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean till evening. The carcasses of every beast which devoureth the hoof, and not cloven-footed, nor chew of the cud are unclean unto you, even a slacker. Every one that touches them shall be unclean.
Yeah, so you're not supposed to even touch this. There's no reason for you to touch this. That there's a particular animal.
It says, and whatsoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that go on all fours, those are unclean unto you. Whatsoever touches their carcass, whoso touches their carcass shall be unclean until evening.
Yeah, so like we was talking about the Moabites and all that stuff, the Ammonites, like not supposed to be no cats, no dogs, none of that stuff.
Yeah, because whatever goes on the paws, and you got Esau, man. I mean not Esau, it's a lot. You got Moab and Ammon. They like to eat dogs, man, like we just brought up.
I'm not surprised. You was always
So guys, trust the process. Trust the process.
What process?
Joel Embiid, Sixers.
Yo, trust this process. America's gonna be destroyed. He's saying trust the process. I'm thinking he was about to say something about like the way the society is. And guess what? That process, they do trust the process, man. They trust the process of America, man. Fucking devils. This is the book of Proverbs chapter. That's crazy because I was just about to get on their ass, man. This Proverbs chapter 29 and 27. It says, an unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked.
Yeah, so like the way Esau perceives us, the way our people, the 2/3 of our people perceive us, they perceive us as I'm sorry.
Alright, this is the book of Proverbs 29 and 27. It says, an unjust man is an abomination to the just.
Yeah, they can't, like Esau, the fact that we out here, the fact that 2/3 of our people that were out here, we're an abomination to them. They hate the fact that we're out here. Just like how, a couple weeks ago, whatever, we had those Jehovah's Witnesses out here, and they ain't even want to look in our direction. Yeah. It's just like we were offense to them or whatever. That's how we are, as us being righteous to them. They're the same thing to us. We look at them as being as an abomination. We look at Esau as being an abomination.
Yo, just like that asshole walked past talking about some trust the process. And they was all Edomites with on the Phillies jersey, And they processed it like, yo, man. That was the spirit that made him say that bullshit. Because the process, he don't even know the process he's talking about. Yeah, he can't talk about trust the process. He's talking about Joel Embiid, man. You're talking about the basketball niggas. Because they just drafted they had the #1 draft pick. Now they got this guy Joel Embiid. I guess that's their slogan, trust the process. Alright? Yeah, they trusting in the process, because the process they gonna trust in is that RFID microchip, if they don't already have it, man. It says 27. An unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is an abomination.
Yeah, so
to the wicked.
Yeah, so the fact that we're out here on the highways and byways teaching, trying to wake up our people, trying to break all the strongholds that our people been taught, we're an abomination to the wicked.
And they definitely don't like this. Like the Rothschilds and Rockefellers. They hate. They ready to pull the plug on the YouTubes. They ready to hit the kill switch on the internet altogether. Because you know you got so much information going out. You know? So that information going out, that's an abomination to them. Like, man, they telling our secrets. You know? Matter of fact, this is Isaiah 55 and 8. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua."
Yeah, so basically, I'm sorry, it's like,
This is Isaiah 55 and 8. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua."
yeah, so 2/3 of our people in the wicked, you know, they're not gonna come back to the truth or righteousness. Sorry.
Salaki, I'm gonna go up a couple. All right, this is the book of Isaiah 55. I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says, "Seek ye Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua."
Yeah, so the scripture says, "Seek ye the Most High while He may be found." Just like the brother was saying, you know, we've been out here teaching. The elders been out here teaching since, you know, the men before the elders were out there teaching. But you know, they've been out there teaching since 2007, breaking down the prophecies, waking up our people, creating fruit. You know, preaching it so that the gospel may be spread throughout the four corners of the earth. But you know, it's gonna come a time when that grace period or whatever is over, when they're gonna pull the kill switch on the internet, and you know, we're not gonna come out here no more. So you better have you know, basically got the word while the time and opportunity is here.
That's right. There's a famine of the words coming also. It says,
yeah, it said like the wicked forsake his way. So you know, our people that you know, are walking in the ways of the world, you know, it's time for them. It's time for them, if the Most High calls them to come out of there and come back to the Most High, hear His voice, and you know, fear Him and keep His commandments.
right. And his voice, right? You're not going to have Yahweh Shah come right here to the earth, man, and speak to you directly. It's always mediators, man. And the mediators are his men. So his words are in his book, man. And it's only meant for a certain few to get. So while we out here speaking to you, you're supposed to catch this message if it's meant for you. All right? If it's not intended for you, then keep it pushing. All right? We ain't out here singing to the choir, wanting everybody to come join us, man. All right? Verse 7, like the book says, "Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon."
Yeah, because the Most High is going to have mercy. The Most High, the only nation that the Most High is going to have mercy on is the nation of Israel, because He loves the nation of Israel, because we're His people. So He's going to pardon, you know, certain of our iniquity. I mean, ultimately, all Israel is going to be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. You know, like the scripture says, world without end. But the elect on this side, just like we read earlier, how you know, they say dead. Yeah. So basically, the elect is talking about, you know, the elect are going to be the people who survive the thermonuclear destruction of America. And then the other, the 2/3 of our people that die, they're gonna have to be born again and learn the truth and all, you know, all over again.
Because right now we learning it right now, man. On this side, but see, they're gonna have to learn it. They're gonna have to be, put to death, deprogrammed, put to death. That's the deprogramming, and come back to the loins of the elect. And then once they learn it, they ain't never gonna do it. No. It says, verse 8 says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua.
Yes. Our people right now, they're not going with the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua or conducting themselves the way that they're supposed to as an Israelite.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 16. I'm going to start verse 18. It says, "And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have lifted mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. O Yahweh, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit."
Yeah, so basically there's gonna come a time when, the Most High is gonna set us back in power, and the nations are gonna basically realize, like this sign we have right here. And the Most High is dealing with the nation of Israel. So there's gonna come a time when the Israelite men are gonna be over all the other 18 nations from Shem, Ham, and Japheth. I'm sorry, 17 other nations from Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The Most High is gonna set up His people, the nation of Israel, to be over all those nations. Can you read the last part again?
Verse 19, this is Jeremiah chapter 16 and 19. It says, "O Yahweh, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit."
Yeah, because they're going to know that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is a true power. And all their God, the nations' gods were basically idols.
Yeah, all the
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19. It says, "I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and cursings. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live." Just like how we was talking about earlier, how it says the Most High says, "I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live." So, we have, ultimately, the Most High is in control, and He's given us the ability to basically, act out what He wants on earth. So, it would be wise for us to choose or follow, what He tells us to do, so that we can choose life, whether it be, us being chosen as the elect, or the foods we eat. Like we brought out earlier about a prudent man foreseeth the evil hiding. So it's like all these health related issues that we were just talking about, as a result of dietary laws. Even if you haven't seen his documentary, it should be, you still, you should have got some type of warning or something about these certain foods or whatever. So it's like it would behoove you to take care of your diet, exercise, eat right, drink water, get the proper amount of sleep and all this stuff. You know what I mean?
It's like we said, this is the valley of the shadow of death, man. All the way down to the foods that you eat. And like the brother said, man, that like he said that we noticed the Lord's show, but he give it to you so that you'll do His will. Like the prayers, the Lord's prayer says. He said, "Let Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven." Man. So everything is His will. Man. Like if you're going to eat all that abominable food. All right, that was the Lord's will for that to happen to you. Because as a child, when we're children, man, growing up in a society, who gives us the food, man? Our parents. That's why you have kids nowadays with high blood pressure, diabetes. Children having heart problems, man. Children having cancer, man. Why is that? First of all, it starts in the womb. The food that the mother's consuming. That's the only one
I think they were saying in the video about how, like, say, how a woman would get rid of certain toxins in her body. It was through her breast milk, and it would go into into the baby. It's like whatever, like the brother was saying, whatever foods the mother or whatever eats, that food gets the nutrients and the toxins and shit. It goes into the baby. Just like if a woman, drinks alcohol, smokes cigarettes and shit, that shit goes into the baby.
And they said that a man can't get rid of those toxins. Why? Because he's not capable of getting pregnant. That's the only reason why a woman can get rid of it. And she's really not getting rid of it. She's just passing it on to the child. So ultimately, Esau, it's all to the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. But Esau knows that a man can't get rid of that. Why? Because they ultimately want to knock the man off. And what they want to do, start the next generation. Okay, the mother, she has it. She's going to pass it on to the child. And while she's not pregnant, then they want to be like, oh, we'll give you birth control, so you can't have no more children anymore, right? And then since you're not getting pregnant, then you get the cancer and all that too, and you end up dying. Because the people in the society, they're so retarded. As soon as something happens, that's why they got their health care. Why do you think on the side of an ambulance, man, they have it's the snake wrapping around it look like a dagger, man. And I forgot exactly, matter of fact, what that sign meant. But I think it's death, man.
Says, Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 20, it says that thou mayest love the Lord, thy power, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him, for he is thy life, and the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give to them. Alright, so it talked about just now obeying his voice. So, we're supposed to, the dietary laws, the ceremonial laws, the moral laws, that's all the components contained in the 613 laws. So that's what the instructions that we were given through the hand of Moses to give to us, Yahweh gave to Moses to give to us. So we're supposed to be, continuing in those things to this day, to the best of our ability, so that we can live and we're not going to be basically destroyed by the Most High. We're not going to be, he's not going to just punish us so he destroys us.
Yo, come. Matter of fact, I just found something. It's talking about the snake on the two snakes that represent the medical signs, man. So you also know you had the snake, which is Esau. So he just showing his colors, man. Right? The snake on a stick, and at the top they have wings, man. So basically, they trying to give you your wings. But it says, I'm gonna read just one. It says the image of the serpents wrapped around the staff is a familiar one in the medical field, decorating pharmaceutical packaging in hospitals alike. Snakes bites are generally bad news, and so the animal might seem ill-fitting as the symbol of the medical profession. But the ancient emblem actually has a quote, has quite a story behind it. But I don't even want to get into the whole story of that. But it says naturally that's bad news, man. You know, two snakes on a stick, so they're sending you to the hospital. But I advise you to look that up, man, because we ain't gonna read the whole article or nothing like that. But just look up what's the significance of the snakes on a stick on the side of the ambulance, man. They put that on everything. When you get diabetes or whatever, and you know you could go into a diabetic coma and pass out, they give you that bracelet to let them know that you're a diabetic and all that with type. But they're going now, all that stuff is going to be on the chip. So like if you go in a diabetic coma, they just want to come scan your hand, know what to do.